Hello YouTube, Heartless Angel here, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Now today I'm bringing you another UU match against Pluto here. Now this was a really good match, and I have a pretty interesting story to tell you about this match. Now, we'll get to that in a bit, but for now, let's get on to the commentary. So he starts off with Mienshao, while I start off with my Galvantula. Now, predicting the fake out, I actually switch out of Galvantula and go into Cofagrigus. You know, being my physical wall and being a ghost type, I have figured, you know, fake out will do absolutely nothing to it. However, instead of the fake out, he actually goes for the Stone Edge and gets a crit. Now, being as bulky as it is, you know, even with the crit, Cofagrigus takes that really, really well. So next turn I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and he actually switches out and into his Milotic. Will-O-Wisp misses, but that doesn't really matter as he's packing the Flame Orb, which tells me that this is a Marvel scale Milotic instead of the competitive Milotic. Now, I guess now is the best time to tell you about my little story I got here. So, I get most of my battles from the Smogon forums. So as I was battling this guy, he actually messages me and says, you know what, I'm pissed off, you brought Cofagrigus to a UU match, you know, Cofagrigus is OU. Now, I extensively test my teams on Pokemon Showdown before I, you know, make them in-game. And Cofagrigus is actually RU this gen, and I even had it confirmed with a staff member at Smogon. Cofagrigus is RU, not OU. So now that that's out of the way, I decide to switch out and into Jirachi as he goes for the Toxic. Next turn he goes for the Scald, while I go for the Stealth Rocks. You know, Jirachi being my special wall takes it really well. I go for the Zen Headbutt next turn, and I get not only the crit, but I get the flinch as well. The hacks is strong with this Jirachi here. You know, sometimes I feel really bad for using this Jirachi, but whatever. So next turn I go for another Zen Headbutt. I miss, which is, I think, enough compensation as he goes for the Recover. Now, knowing this Milotic is really going to be a problem for me, I know Jirachi cannot take it out. I need to get a safe switch in. So, I go for another Zen Headbutt, you know, hoping that next turn I can get enough damage so that he'll go for the Recover next turn, giving me a free switch in. So I go for the Zen Headbutt, and I get the flinch again. Now, predicting the Recover, I switch out of Jirachi and actually go into my Galvantula. You know, this thing is amazing, especially against Milotic. So I switch out and go into Galvantula, and he does in fact go for the Recover, which is perfect because now my Focus Sash is, you know, still in. You know, I'm still sashed, and which is perfect because Galvantula is really, really frail. Now, right here, I predict him switching into a Steelix to absorb the Thunderbolt, so I actually go for the Energy Ball. He stayed in, however, and went for the Scald. You know, and Galvantula takes it, you know, it doesn't even bring me down to my sash, which is fine, but he does get the burn here. Now, you know, not wanting to, you know, risk missing the Thunder and, you know, him getting up the Recover, I actually just finish it off with another Energy Ball, knowing that at this range, Galvantula can take Milotic down with the Energy Ball, and I do hit it, and Milotic does go down. Now, Milotic was, you know, Milotic is one of my favorite Pokemon. I know just how wallish it can be. So, you know, I think, you know, this is a pretty big defensive threat gone. Next, he brings in his Raikou, and he actually goes for the Calm Mind here. And knowing that this is probably my last turn with Galvantula, I decide to go for the Sticky Web. Now, he did outspeed me, so it's really good that he actually went for the Calm Mind, otherwise I would not have been able to get my Sticky Web up. So I do go down to the Burn this turn, which is completely fine. Now, knowing that this Raikou is especially invested, I go into my special wall, aka my Jirachi, while he goes for the Substitute. Now, again, I honestly don't know what I was thinking here, but I actually went for the Iron Head instead of the Zen Headbutt. The Iron Head, which Raikou resists. However, I was lucky enough to get the critical hit, and his Substitute did fade, which was really lucky on my part, I have to say. So this next turn, and not being an idiot, I actually go for the Zen Headbutt, as he goes for another substitute, and this time Zen Headbutt does take out his substitute with not even a crit, so I know that my Zen Headbutt will do great damage on this thing. So he actually goes for the Thunderbolt this turn as I go for another Zen Headbutt. Even boosted Jirachi survives and takes it pretty well, and it is revealed that he is actually a Life Orb Raikou. So the Zen Headbutt hits and takes Raikou out. Honestly, if I hadn't have taken this Raikou out this right here, I probably would have had some trouble with it. So Raikou goes out, I get my my leftovers up, and he brings in what I believe to be his Steelix. Now, predicting him to go for a physical move, this is a Steelix, I switch out and go into Cofagrigus. However, he goes for the Flamethrower, showing that he is not, in fact, Steelix, but his Zoroark. So, thinking that maybe this thing is Choice Scarfed or Choice Specs, I switch out and actually go into my Houndoom, trying to get the Flash Fire up. But he reveals, as he uses Night Days, that he is not Scarfed or Specs. I honestly don't know what he was running, but I take the Night Days relatively well, and then I decide to Mega Evolve, and knowing that his Zoroark can't really do too much to me, I actually go for the Nasty Claw here. Gain the +2 special attack. Honestly, people, I love Mega Houndoom. I think this thing is kind of overpowered. He does go for the Focus Blast, which I did not predict. I should have predicted, but he misses. So next turn, I go for the boosted Fire Blast, and Zoroark goes down. Now at this point, my Houndoom is nearly unstoppable. With the Sticky Web up, all his Pokemon are slowed down, and I have, +2 special attack thanks to the Nasty Plot. My Houndoom is going to destroy him. That's what I thought, at least. And so I go for the Dark Pulse, take out his Kingdra in one shot. This is why I think that this thing is so overpowered. Just because of if it gets a, with the right setup here, it can sweep so hard. So he brings out his real Steelix this time. I go for the Fire Blast, and I hit it, and Steelix, just look at that health plummet. No way it was going to survive that. So his Steelix goes down, and then he brings in his Mienshao again. Now, I'm a little wary with this thing. I don't know just how well Houndoom can take it. I know a Dark Pulse isn't going to work, and I didn't want to go for the Destiny Bond just in case. So I go for the Fire Blast, and I hit, and I outspeed thanks to the Sticky Web. Mienshao goes down, and that pretty much is game. Great match, man. Like I said before, Cofagrigus is not OU, it's RU, so remember that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have